Hi everyone! In this video I'll break down on fingerstyle arrangements of Reze Arc by Kenshi Yonezu in the version by Jin San Kim. I really like Jin San Kim version and I couldn't find any accurate tabs for it on YouTube, so I decided to make my own. I based everything on his original performance and tried to stay as close to it as possible. The tabs include detailed fingering, so they might look a bit dense. I'll explain the tricky parts here, but you can also download the tabs, slow them down and practice at your own pace. In this tutorial I break down the hardest parts and show you the key techniques you need to play it. So let's start. Tuning is C sharp, E, B, D sharp. Original tempo is around 135 BPM, but for this tutorial I mostly play it at 50% speed. Capo. You'll need a capo. I recommend something like glider capo. It makes position change much more easier. A regular capo works too, but a bit slower. You don't have to take it off every time. You can leave it above the nut, it's safe and convenient. When I moved, I just roll it with my hand. Don't grab it, just roll. For clean sound, nails on your right hand are really important. I won't go too deep into nail care, but try to avoid sharp angles and keep a natural shape that follows your fingertip. I'll show you my nails on the screen as a reference. String action also matters. A lower action can help while practicing if your guitar allows it. You can go a bit higher if you get buzzing. Your guitar doesn't have to be expensive, but it should be properly set up. For pieces like this, small details make a huge difference. How tutorial works. I won't explain every single note, instead I'll play each section slowly, then break down the tricky parts and give you practice tips. I divided the piece into 5 sections, each one is 8 bars. Let's start with the first section. Давайте разбираться. As for me, this is the hardest part of a whole piece. I probably spent half of my practice time just on this section, and even now it's the least consistent at full speed. Let's start with the first bar. For the snare hits, your thumb stays on the bass string, and you use strong flick with your middle finger. Make sure the finger comes back immediately after hit. The motion should be sharp, almost like a bound, so the hand slightly bounce back. Also one thing, try not to rely on your wrist too much here. The movement is minimal. Most of the work comes from the fingers, not from the wrist rotation. If you're used to playing percussion mainly with your wrist, this might feel unusual at first. Your left hand should mute everything, except the note it's currently playing. Don't let the fingers stay on the string too long, you want to slightly staccato feel. I recommend isolating with snare first. Practice thumb and middle finger separately, then slowly add the left hand. Pay attention to fingering in the tabs in the note section. P, I, M, A for the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the left hand. In many places are marked pop, that means you should attack the string with a bit more force. Bar 3, which is another tricky part. This is almost like we played before. Here we switch a pick and style motion. It's like using imaginary pick, so your hand forms more fixed shapes, like this. No, like this. You can use your index finger, your thumb, or alternate between them. In original, Jin San mostly used index finger here. Some advice: keep the movement very small. Your thumb should slightly support index finger, almost acting like a guide. Start with minimal nail exposure, then adjust if needed. Practice right hand and left hand separately first, then combine them. At the end of a phrase we play harmonics, first time with the index finger. Pay attention to transition back into the main riff. Second time we use Reze Arc. Try to play it closer to a bridge for a clearly sharp sound. Section 2. Overall, this section is easier than first one, but it still has a lot of small technical details. In bar 9, your ring finger on the left hand lightly mutes 4th string during the snare hits. Also pay attention to a thumb. The upward motion after the snare is very important. You should practice that movement separately. Try isolating thumb down, snare, and thumb up. Until it feels controlled. Bar 11. It's not technically difficult, but it can be risky for your hand. There's strong wrist angle here, and it's easier to overstain it. I actually had pain in this section while practicing. What helped me? Adjusting my position and using wrist support. If you feel a discomfort or pain, don't ignore it. Take breaks, adjust your technique, and don't push through it. Also in bar 11, it's not just alternating bass and snare. Make sure the groove stay consistent and controlled. Even though this section is easier, the technique still needs to stay clean and controlled. Bar 14. It's a bit tricky. It's very similar to bar 10, but with a small embellishment at the end. This sounds like a rake. You approach the melody note through mute strings. Here what I do, I keep the same fingering as in bar 10 and mute extra notes with my left hand, with my 3 fingers. Also remember about staccato feel. In the original version by Jin San Kim, he changes the fingering completely. To me it feels less ergonomic, and the transition to the next bar becomes more difficult. Something like this. So I choose a slightly different approach that feels more natural to play. You can try both versions and decide what works better for you. In this section I want to highlight one key thing. The thumb of your right hand does most of the control here. It controls the bass, its muting, and plays a big role in the groove. If your thumb is not stable, the whole section will fall apart. Bar 22. At the end of Reze Arc, try to play it closer to a bridge. That will give you a cleaner and more defined sound. Even though this section has a lot of small details, they are already reflected in the tabs. If you can play section 1 cleanly, this part should feel much more manageable. Next, there is a Capo movement. Make sure you move it using the roller, not by grabbing the bass. After that, the tabs are written relative to the capo position, so the capo acts as a new zero fret. Here we combine two percussive elements at the same time: kick by hitting the guitar body and snare by hitting the strings. Together they create a strong accent. A transition into bar 27 is quite challenging. I recommend practicing it separately before trying to play it in context. Bar 30 can also be tricky. If you want to play it as it was in original composition, pay attention to the reverse finger motion here. Okay, this is final section, and it combines a lot of techniques we already used. Bars 33, 34, we start with series of slides and open string movements, combined with harmonics. 34 with tricky harmonics, it around the 12th fret. You need to hit it at a slight angle. The exact position depends on your guitar, so adjust it by ear until it rings clearly. The transition to bar 35 is very simple. It most comes from releasing the middle finger cleanly. End of a bar 36 very important. This is one of the hardest parts in a whole piece. We start with Reze. First two hits are basically ghost notes, and when the actual notes come in. After that, there is a very fast sequence of slides in the left hand. Listen closely. It feels like a triplet figure that resolves around 8th fret. At a full speed this is extremely challenging, but it's possible with practice. Bars 37 and 38, here we have very fast runs. At the end of bar 37 and beginning of bar 38, Jin San Kim use the thumb. I personally use the index finger here. Bar 39. This is another very difficult section. Your left hand slides from around 15th fret. While the right hand plays very fast sextuplets. And you need to land cleanly back near first position. Some practice tips. Think of a motion similar to a snare hit. Keep your wrist at about 35-degree angle, both fingers and wrist are involved, but the movement should stay relaxed. Don't dig too deep into the strings, try to play more on the surface, especially when you're just starting to practice this part. The final bar combines one sustained hit and followed by two short accent, and then a reverse harmonic. Your thumb holds the 6th string and slides down to finish the phrase. That's the end of the piece. That's it for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And if you managed to learn any part of this piece, I really like to see your progress. If you have any suggestions for future tutorials, I'll be glad to hear them. I also arranged our piece by Jin San Kim. Maybe I'll make more tutorials in the future, who knows. And honestly, feel free to write anything in your comments. You can download the tabs in the description and don't forget to check the full performance on my channel. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Пока!